family was driving to see some relatives when a car swerved into their side of the road.
No. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're gonna react to the forgotten past of Neymar. So good that they made a worth just for him from Daily Dose of Football. And today, we're gonna react to Neymar, to this man. As you know, today it was Brazil-Norway, and Brazil lost by two goals of Haaland. This probably will be the last World Cup of Neymar. So let's just see like his backstory. Let's proceed, man. Let's proceed.
You know what
Neymar,
upsets
man.
me?
What a
People
talent.
forget Neymar was already 22 by the time he arrived in Europe. They disregard that part of his career as if back then he didn't have half the world convinced he was the single greatest wonder kid of all time.
Damn.
I mean, you have to realize, by then, he had played over 230 games already, with about the same number of goal contributions, as well as winning a total of 72 awards and trophies in just 5 years.
Hold up. In 5 years, 72 awards, 203 goals and assists? Damn.
Including 2 nominations to the Ballon d'Or, which no one playing in South America had ever managed to do. Back then, it seemed Neymar was destined to become a legend. I mean, right from the moment he was born, everything seemed to be on his side. Not only did he have the genetics, with his dad being a footballer as well, his birthday, the 5th of February, might be the biggest good luck charm when it comes to football. From Cesare Maldini to Jorge Agi, Tevez, and even Ronaldo, it almost seems that if you're born on that date, you're bound to become a footballer. But don't assume things were always easy. All of it could have gone very wrong for Neymar from very early on. When he was just 4 months old, his family was driving to see some relatives when a car swerved into their side of the road.
No. It said it right here, when Neymar almost died. Oh, ain't no way.
Crashing violently into them.
To be honest, I didn't know this part.
As his father regained consciousness, the pain he felt was so bad that he yelled out to the mom that he thought he was going to die. Turns out, he had broken his hip and would even be forced to retire from football following the accident. But if you ask him what ended up scaring him the most, was the moment he realized Neymar wasn't in his seat. He thought he had been ejected from the car, that he had died. But thankfully, the mom ended up finding him under her seat, badly hurt.
Damn, man. Imagine go live through that and go like almost, I almost died, bro.
With blood running down his head, but alive and without a single broken bone.
A single broken bone?
Damn, he was lucky. To his father's obsession for football that Neymar would become as good as he was as early as he did. At just 6 years of age, he was just running in the stands of a futsal pitch when a scout named Betinho, the same man who discovered Rubinho, saw him.
Oh, so okay, he knows knowledge,
the precision with which he zigged and zagged between the seats was enough for him to tell that he would be the next great. Immediately contacting everyone he could and landing him at Portuguesa Santista, taking him from the stands to the actual futsal pitch, which would be what would define his iconic playstyle.
I never hit someone in email.
We realized this, Neymar instantly became a local phenomenon. He was so good, he made the newspapers all the time. People came from far away to watch him. The futsal
so he already know.
court was always packed. And ironically,
it
is said even Rubinho went down there once just to see the kid everyone was talking about. And in a similar fashion, so did another Santos legend, Zito. Actually, oddly enough, he supposedly had been told to go watch him by famous Santos fanático Alemão, who for some reason had a
this one, he was like a teenager. God damn.
Santos badge tattooed on his forehead, and well, pretty much everywhere. Moving on.
Bro,
the point
he better lose like a bet or like he has too much passion for it, like.
Is the moment Zito saw him, he pretty much ran to the president of Santos, telling him not only to take the kid, but to give him a contract and to make it a long one. Because the kid was just 10, and somehow he was convincing enough that despite the fact Santos didn't even have a youth team young enough to accommodate for a 10-year-old, they ended up actually setting up trials and creating one from scratch just so they could sign him.
So he started everything. Damn!
11, Neymar was already being paid a wage, and it was serious money.
Oh, they're winning money.
Over the following years, it would be in the futsal court that he would make the most waves. You see, he took his school's team to the final of the Copa TV Tribuna. That's like televised youth futsal. Yeah, it's a big deal, and that might just make Brazil the coolest country in the world. Regardless, what would make it iconic would be the fact that by halftime, with the game tied, the reporters would interview Neymar, and the kid was incredible. Stoic as it gets, he told them he was confident he would win. But once the game restarted, things went wrong for him as his team went behind, which sent him into overdrive. I mean, he literally refused to pass the ball. It was all to the point.
Damn. He got his passion on him,
that
bro.
when the other team went 2 goals in front, he began literally either shooting from one side of the pitch to the other, or
All ball to me. All ball to me.
just trying to take the entire team on his own, eventually even succeeding and scoring a goal, though they would end up losing 5-2. Which might have you saying, hey, what kind of ending is that? Well, that wasn't the ending, because the next year Neymar came back better than ever and finally took the trophy. Though that probably meant nothing to him, as by then he was literally flying.
He's the first trophy though. You gotta like appreciate him.
Trial at Real Madrid. They flew him and he.
So he could play for Real Madrid, but his parents refused, right? Damn.
Sad. They showed him around. They did everything they could. I mean, honestly, it seemed they would buy him the moon if it was possible, and he did even end up being registered as a Real Madrid player.
Damn, they crossed him? Bro, who's the manager?
But Neymar seemed homesick from the moment he got there. So his dad talked to Santos, convinced him to pay a signing bonus of 1 million reais, and just brought the kid back to Brazil.
Bruh.
And from that moment on...
Bad decision, bro. Bad decision.
Blew up. Over the next 2 years, he began playing with the oldest kids in the academy, despite being just 15, and still managed to outshine everyone so much that he began getting his first call-ups to the Brazil under-17 national team, becoming the most notorious wonder kid in the entire country, prompting Santos to lock him down with a contract shortly after he turned 17 and moving him to the first team where at first he wasn't even supposed to play. But well, guess what happened? He completely demolished his teammates in training, leading the manager to joke about calling him up for the next game, with Neymar against his expectations, telling him he was more than ready. Meaning that by the time the match came around, with the result tied at 0-0 in the 59th minute, the entire stadium, knowing how talented he was, began calling for Neymar's name, asking the coach to bring him in. And well, he obeyed, and Santos suddenly looked lively again, flipping the game on its head and taking the win.
He got Yoga Bonito in his feet, bro.
There on out, he made one more appearance coming from the bench and suddenly had made 15 consecutive starts for the club. And even though over the second half of the season the coach did take a step back when it comes to that, by the end of the year not only had he won the award for Best Young Player at the Paulista Championship, but he had made it to the final of the competition where he went head-to-head with the phenomenon himself when fortunately for Neymar scored twice and took the win. Regardless, the following year, with Ganso and Robinho by his side, Neymar would take it all to the next level, taking the Paulista by storm with 14 goals and 5 assists in 19 matches, but above all scoring 2 in the final match to give Santos the title and himself the award for best player of the tournament.
As a teenager, bro.
All while going on an even more absurd run in the Copa Brazil, scoring 11 and assisting 7 in just 8 matches, at one point going on a run that saw him get 14 goal contributions in 3 matches, including a 5-goal haul in the final one, eventually taking the title as well as the competition's top scorer award. At just 18 years of age, Neymar was the poster boy of Brazilian football, the face of the Brasileirão. Santos even rejected the £30 million offer by Chelsea, only convincing Neymar to stay up.
So Chelsea could have signed him? Like, damn, he almost went to Premier League.
At one point, even getting Pele on the phone to talk him into staying. But of course, all of this meant he was expected to be called up for the World Cup with Brazil, where we could have seen him line up besides Ronaldinho. But unfortunately, national team manager Dunga robbed us of that possibility by leaving Neymar out of the tournament.
Neymar, Ronaldinho would be crazy.
That was also the year that René Simões referred to Neymar by saying, "We are creating a monster," which he did not mean in a good way. Let me explain. Neymar had become famous for scoring penalties with a paradinha, meaning stopping right before hitting the ball to trick the goalkeeper into diving too early. Which
I think they like banned him for like it was too OP or something like that.
Pissed him off terribly, with the legendary Rogério Ceni even complaining to the press about it once, which was especially ironic because he too had done it in the past. Regardless,
why are you talking like that,
ended up banning the move, which forced Neymar to adjust, leading him to miss a few penalties, which eventually led his coach Dorival to
Neymar, what you doing right there, bro? You're still a kid.
To let one of his teammates take a penalty instead. But this led Neymar to freak out and begin cursing out the coach from the middle of the pitch. Meaning that when René called him a monster, what he meant was a little spoiled brat.
Come on, man.
Rather
He's just
than a
passionate.
Footballer.
The passion.
Though, to be fair, he did apologize later, and maybe the 43 goals and 10 assists over...
Shut up. Shut his mouth.
63 matches
Damn.
also made up for it a bit, while his
Yeah.
golden boot for highest Brazilian goal scorer of the year and the award for best forward in the league, despite Santos' 8th place finish, earned him his first call-up to the Brazilian national team. Though, to be fair, the following year, it would still be with the under-20s that he would make history, starting the Sudamericano with 4 goals in a game and going all the way,
Neymar.
taking the title
Normal
with
for
the
him, I
top
guess.
scorer award, having scored more than twice as many goals as anyone else. After all, he was already too good to be playing in these youth tournaments.
Was
That
that
year,
good?
Neymar was not aiming for titles such as those. He was aiming for the big prize, the Copa Libertadores.
I think they win with Santos, I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah.
Starting it all off by scoring the goal against Colo-Colo that would earn them qualification to the knockout stage.
Was step over.
Where he'd put up one of the most decisive performances
Bro, he got so much aura with the Santos, man.
of all time, first assisting the only goal versus Club America to put him in the quarters, where he would assist one goal and score the other as Santos beat Once Caldas 2-1. In the semi-finals, the story would repeat itself again as Neymar assisted the only goal in the home leg and then scored the third and decisive goal in their second leg 3-goal draw. And of course, with the final coming their way, Neymar showed up and opened the scoring as Santos would inevitably be named South American champions. The first time they had won the competition since Pele.
Since Pele? How long was it?
And of course, do I even need to say it, Neymar was the player of the
I
tournament.
know, who else could it be, right? Oh shit. Cut again. We back.
And as if these performances weren't iconic enough, on his very next game for Santos, Neymar would put up his most iconic performance ever in the white shirt, going head-to-head with
So much aura, this guy, bro.
Ronaldinho as they faced Flamengo.
I remember this.
The match would start with
I
2 goals by
saw the
Bob,
highlights, but I didn't see the match.
with Neymar assisting the
It was like
second
2 goals,
just
2 goals.
16 minutes into the game before scoring quite simply one of the greatest goals of all time just 10 minutes later to put Santos in front 3-0. However, Flamengo wasn't gonna let it go that easy, coming back to
I think he won the Puskas.
tie the match with Ronaldinho scoring the first and assisting the third. This would already have made the game a blockbuster. But not only have I not mentioned the fact that it had already been an open goal miss and a penalty miss, but also the fact that the game was far from over, with Neymar putting Santos in front with another great goal before Ronaldinho led Flamengo to yet another comeback, scoring 2 more to complete the hat-trick.
It was like new generation against old generation. Ronaldinho, Neymar.
Don't worry about Neymar. He also got a reward for his performance. The Puskás Award for his first goal, becoming the youngest ever player to win the title, eventually being outdone by Daniel Zotti, who scored his goal on his debut match, which is a record I'll never get over. But anyway, just to add to the absurdity of that season, just a few months later, another insane storyline was produced. So, as his teammate Diogo tells the story, it was the day before their match against Atlético Paranaense, and Neymar insisted in playing foot volley all afternoon. The other players worried that he would be too tired for the match, but he didn't.
He got a Brazilian DNA in him, bro.
Listen, the next day, on the way
he
to
is
the match,
Brazilian, though.
he was so worn out he literally fell asleep on the bus. The players were pissed. They thought he wouldn't be able to perform, but once they got to the stadium,
He
Neymar
cooked
got
everybody.
up, put on his kit, and scored 4.
Shut up. Remember, I'm Brazilian. This is Neymar talking. I'm Brazilian.
As the commentator said that day, the only thing left for Neymar is to make it rain.
Damn.
It was simply a godly performance. However, the next
Too
month
good,
in
man.
the Club World Cup, no matter how well he played,
Against Messi,
there was
I think.
nothing he could have done to take the trophy, as Santos made it to the final only to be destroyed 4-0 by Barcelona. At least, he did finish the year on a great note, being nominated for the Ballon d'Or for the first time,
Coming here,
immediately going into the top 10, despite the fact he was only the second ever player to get nominated while playing in South America.
Second player, I think it was like, although it was Riquelme, I'm not mistaken. I think.
How impressive his season had been. Regardless, the following year, he didn't hold back either, putting numbers on the board like never before, winning his 3rd consecutive Paulista championship with
20 goals and 8 assists in 18
goals
matches?
and 8 assists
Bruh.
in 18 matches, in an absurd performance that saw him be involved in 74% of the goals scored by Santos in the 7 matches that preceded the final, totaling 13 goals and 4 assists over that period.
Look at this.
But please don't get the idea that he could only do this in a regional championship. His numbers in the Brazilian were pretty much the same, and his most iconic performance of the year even came in the Libertadores once again. So, it pretty much all started when the manager of Bolivar took a jab at him in the pre-match interview, saying, "Neymar, I don't even know who that is." That sentence already angered Neymar, but once Bolivar took the win in the home game played in the famously hostile mountains of Bolivia, it all became much worse, leading him to warn Bolivar that in the second leg, they had it coming for them.
Oh.
And he meant it. Let's just say 6 minutes into the match, Neymar had already grabbed an assist to level the aggregate score. Then 16 minutes after that, he had scored to put Santos in front.
Damn.
And then he let loose and started what was simply one of the greatest sporting humiliations of all time.
He was cooking them, bro.
Another 6 minutes later, and then assisting one just 8 minutes after that, eventually
2 goals and 2 assists right now?
Assisting one more to total 2 goals and 3 assists for the match as Santos demolished Bolivar 8-0. The biggest
you shouldn't talk, bro. 8-0
win in a Libertadores match since 1970. Unfortunately, 2 rounds later, Santos would be stopped in their tracks by Corinthians as Neymar's only goal wasn't enough to put them through to the final once again. But at least he did take the top scorer award, which he still hadn't been able to do. And despite the fact there was more heartbreak coming his way later on as he witnessed Brazil coming out defeated in the Olympic Games after leading them to the final, none of that was enough to stop him from winning the most prestigious award available in Brazil, the Hors Concours. An award that served the purpose of literally taking Neymar out of the competition for any other award, considering him simply too good to even be compared to other players. For a bit of perspective, this award had only ever been given to Pele, not to Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, or Zico.
Not all of them?
Neymar
Only him?
and Pele.
Damn.
After all, with 43 goals and 19 assists in 47 matches, what else were they supposed to do?
I mean,
following one more nomination to the Ballon d'Or, Neymar went into his 5th season at Santos, becoming their first ever player to make it to 5 consecutive Paulista Championship finals, and even being named the competition's best player despite losing that final match.
He was that good.
Then, moving on to the Confederations Cup with Brazil, scoring or assisting in every single match, taking the top scorer and best player awards, as well as the trophy, by defeating the mighty Spain of the early 2010s, ruining their 29-game
and it was Neymar of the Brazil
streak. Still, no matter how promising that season was looking to be, having scored 138 goals and provided 65 assists in 230 matches for Santos, winning a total of 6 trophies and more than 70 awards in a span of 4.5 years, the
70 awards in a span of 4 years?
Offers by European clubs finally became too much to handle for Neymar, rejecting Chelsea, Real, and Juve in favor of Barcelona. To this day, no one is sure of the real value of his transfer, with Barcelona reporting it as a mere 57 million.
50 million? That's a scam, bro. He should be more.
With Real Madrid president Florentino Perez claiming Santos had asked him for at least 150 million, I guess it's not hard to imagine how expensive it might have been. But one thing is sure, whatever amount they paid, it was worth it.
That's true, man. Yo, if you wasn't here, thank you for watching. This is an amazing video, man. Wow, Neymar and Santos was crazy. Give a like, comment next. The video in the description. Damn. Thank you for watching. See ya.